Today we welcome Gary Shapiro, President and CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, the trade group representing more than 2,000 companies, and the producer of the huge annual trade show, International CES, that is a showcase for innovation. Our conversation today will focus on bringing innovation to your organization. Gary is the author of New York Times bestsellers, Ninja Innovation, The 10 Killer Strategies of the World's Most Successful Businesses, and The Comeback, How Innovation Will Restore the American Dream. Through these books and his media appearances, he's helped emphasize the importance of innovation to U.S. policymakers and business leaders. Welcome, Gary, to Association Newsmakers.
It's so great to be here with you on Association Newsmakers.
Thank you. Gary, you represent consumer electronics, an industry that thrives on innovation. How have you brought that culture to CEA?
Well, first, we've tried to define consumer electronics as broadly as possible to include anything using technology. That's allowed us to grow. Second, we have a culture of risk-taking. So we encourage our employees and even our board and members to push the envelope to try new things. With our employees, we try to say, look, it's worth it to try something new. We have a bias in favor of something new. But if it's not working, let's end it quickly. If you make a mistake, let's move forward and learn from it.
You always seem to be reinventing the job. You've written several books, you have a blog, you use digital technology to advance CEA interests. What lessons have you learned that you can share with other association executives on being an innovative CEO?
Well, first, you can only be innovative if you have a board that supports you in that. So a good relationship with your board is where you start. And you have to make sure that you as CEO try to get board members on there which are going to focus on the industry, the association, the institution, the employees, rather than their own personal ego. And when they come to that board meeting, they have to leave their egos at the drawer. As the CEO, though, you have to, in a sense, challenge the board to help you. They're not the enemy, they should be your friend. So you should be teeing up issues where they can truly provide their expertise and help. Nature abhors a vacuum, and when you go to a board with, in a sense, a vacuum, they'll start micromanaging you. And if they're bringing, as one of my boards used to say, I didn't bring my periods and commas to this meeting. That's Gary's job. That's the kind of board you want. They should operate at a high level, and their job is to hire and fire you and to set and recommend the overall strategic direction for the organization. And you have to keep pushing them on the big level, and you're responsible for everything else.
What 2 or 3 pieces of advice would you give association leaders of what not to do when they're thinking about being innovative?
We're active-oriented people. We want to get things done. That's why we had associations. But the truth is, while you're getting something done, almost at the same time, you always have to be asking questions, you have to be listening, you have to be consulting. People will go along with an idea if they feel consulted about it, even if they don't necessarily agree with the direction. But people want to be listened to. Everybody wants to be heard. Every member counts, every board member counts, every employee counts. So you have to be an active listener, and you really have to think about what people say. But at the same time, sometimes you have to be running fast and moving forward.
And what piece of advice would you give other association executives on being truly innovative?
Taking risks is important, growing yourself and your job, balancing your life. It can't be all about your job or all about your family or all about your spiritual, emotional, or physical. My view of life is you got to combine all 5 elements, and you got to work it and make sure that you're comfortable in your own skin, you're willing to take risks. And I hate to say it, but you have to be willing to be fired. Because you have to do what's true to you. You have to set ethical and moral boundaries about how far you go, and occasionally you have to say, I'm not comfortable with this. And obviously trust is so important. I've been blessed that I have trust over many years with some great people and great thinkers on my own staff and in my volunteers. But we always want to do something new, because everyone likes new things. But you also have to remember your existing customer base as well.
Well, thank you, Gary, for being with us on Association Newsmakers. We look forward to seeing you on our next edition.